There comes a time in life when we must stop trying to make everybody see what we see. Stop trying to make everybody see what you see. Stop trying to make everybody hear what you hear. Stop trying to make everybody believe what you believe. Everything happens in time. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. One of the goals in education is to teach children to become lifelong learners. And as we mature, our goal in life should be to continue learning and to always improve. Throughout life, we learn more information. We accept new ideas. We construct different thought processes, sometimes enthusiastically, sometimes with reluctance, and sometimes with skepticism. And many times we greatly desire to share these things with other people. As disappointing and as painful as it may be, other people will not always be interested in what interests us, nor will they be excited about what excites us. We're all different. As a matter of fact, there are things that pique your enthusiasm that might not pique my enthusiasm. Likewise, you may absolutely care less about what interests me. The interesting thing about this is that in time, all of this could change. Why? Because people change. Their likes change. Their dislikes change. Not only do people change, but also situations change. Attitudes change. Blinded eyes are open. Deaf ears are unmuted. And tied tongues are loosed. We're all different and made in the image of God. And because we are different, we don't all learn at the same pace. And we don't all take in information in the same mode. Some learn by hearing. Some learn by seeing. And some learn by doing. With that being said, it is important that we know and understand that preaching to people is not the only method of sharing information. And in some instances, it may not even be the best method. We must come to the realization that people will accept information in time. People will receive information in time. People will respond to information in time. And our time is not necessarily their time. I remember when I was growing up, one of my favorite breakfast meals was cream of wheat. And when my mother taught me to cook cream of wheat, one of the things that she continued to say was, you don't cook cream of wheat the same way that you cook grits or oatmeal. You have to cook cream of wheat by constantly stirring it. And so, as she was training me, if I was not stirring the cream of wheat enough, she would grab hold of the spoon from my hand and she would start to stir it. Well, as I began to cook it on my own as an adult, the first time I messed that cream of wheat up pretty bad. It was all lumpy. I had to throw it away. I tried it again. It was all lumpy. and I was desperately trying to get all of those lumps out. The next time I cooked the cream of wheat, I remembered exactly what my mother told me to do. She told me, you don't cook cream of wheat the same way that you cook grits and oatmeal. You must constantly stir it so that you get the correct consistency. So I did that. And this time, the cream of wheat came out perfectly. I remember calling my mother and telling her, I cooked cream of wheat today. And she said, did you remember to stir it constantly? Because you don't cook cream of wheat the same way that you cook grits and oatmeal. And I said, yes, I did. Well, when I accepted, when I received, and when I responded to the fact that cooking cream of wheat requires constant stirring in order to get the right consistency, the very time that I accepted it, the very time that I received it, the very time that I responded to it, did not make it a fact. It was already a fact before I accepted it. It was already a fact before I received it. It was already a fact before I responded to it. It was a fact the day that my mom taught me how to cook it. Here's the takeaway. Fire burns. The rays from the sun are hot, and water is wet. Your refusal to accept the statements does not negate the statements. Therefore, understand that when you are sharing what you know or what you think you know, it may not be accepted. It may not be believed. It may not be received by the very ones that you so desperately want to receive it and to respond to it. And just because they don't does not negate the reality. Remember that Noah preached, it's going to rain. For 120 years, Noah preached the same message and continued to build the ark. Because the people refused to accept the message, because they refused to believe the message, because they refused to receive the message, because they refused to respond to the message, did not negate the statement, it's going to rain. So stop trying to make everybody see what you see.